Bella, son of a fallen angel and a mortal woman, has lived for centuries. For one misstep in his youth he was cursed, and powers he had not yet learned to use were ripped away by a guardian angel. Alone in the human world, he resigns himself to life in solitude, until one day he finds a friend. It turns out that Azal is like him, a half-demon, and outcast like Bella himself. They roam the world together, one day boarding a ship to America in the hope for a better future. After making a fortune in the California gold rush, Bella buys a large piece of land, a place he calls the farm. It becomes the first true home for him and Azal. Content with their shared solitude, the invention of newspapers, radio, and television suddenly links Bella back to a world he had tried to leave behind. Hearing stories quite similar to his own, Bella realizes that there were others like him. He sets himself a new goal, to find them all and give them a home. Everything Bella has built is at risk when Alec Hunt, a human investigative journalist, stumbles over their hiding place in search for a story. The risk turns into an opportunity when Bella manages to befriend Alec, enlisting his service to search and rescue more of his kind. One day, Alec confides in Bella that he has fallen in love again with a professor teaching journalism at his daughter's college. He decides to join her on a research expedition to the Middle East, the region of Bella's birth. Offering to help translating ancient texts, Bella soon realizes where the research is heading, discovering the hiding place of the demons, the fallen angels of old. Several months later, Alec's daughter seeks out Bella after receiving a cry for help from her father. They fall in love, the curse takes effect, giving Bella the appearance of a horned fire demon. But instead of running away in horror, she succeeds in breaking the curse. The guardian angel has to return his powers. Will Bella learn to use his newfound abilities in time to rescue his human friend? Will he discover the truth about the demons led by the greatest nemesis of the guardian angels? Will he be able to open his heart and forgive those who have wronged him, unite the farm's community and the guardian angels in an effort to thwart the demons' plans? Will it be enough to save the unsuspecting human world from a gruesome fate? Fallen Angels is the first book in the Angels and Demons trilogy by J.C. Seale, and wow. Okay, first off, I have to say, my knowledge of biblical angel lore is very limited because it's quite difficult for me to find valid information on this stuff. Mostly because I haven't looked, but anyways. However, this book, what I do know of angel lore and whatnot, I think this book does a very good job of sort of taking that and applying it to the world as we know it, and I think it does very well. It's very interesting. A lot of what was in the description that I just read shows up in the first book, and I think you should really read this book as a trilogy. You can get the whole 3-book set in one document if you like, and I think you should probably read it that way, because while each book has its own story arc, I think the overarching story of each book is probably the more important. So the first book focuses mostly on Bella and his sort of journey to make peace with his past and to unite the guardian angels and the members of his community against problems, many problems. And I think the overarching story is going to be quite interesting. I haven't gotten all the way through it yet, through the 3-book series yet, because I have been slow this week. Thank you. Thanksgiving. I think that the individual books are very interesting. I think that they work very well, but I think they also work very well as a series. Yeah, that made a little more sense in my head. Anyways, I think this book was interesting. I liked the lore. I liked kind of exploring that without being overwhelmed by information thrown at you, you know, history this, and here's research here, and some bits and pieces of these different sources all thrown at you kind of at the same time. It was just kind of, here's what we are, we're, you know, doing things, and plot. Let's focus on the plot. And I think that was very nicely done. As far as the characters go, I like them. I think Maya needed a bit more background, a bit more space to exist as her own character instead of as part of the plot. But I did like all of the characters a fair bit. I will say that some of the scenes involving emotional character connection could have been perhaps a bit more drawn out. The connections and the relationships and the situations seemed to happen a bit too quickly almost. And these are kind of important for the plot. So I would have liked just a little bit more of that. However, I do think that it fit very well with the pacing of the novel and how things worked out. And this book isn't really a romance. I mean, you have romance in it, but it's not a romance. It's about right versus wrong and overcoming past obstacles and judgments to sort of create your own future. And of course there's magic. It's a fantasy novel. Yeah. Anyways, my main critique for this story is that the writing style feels a little less like a novel and a bit more like a diary. I was not expecting that when I first got into this book. However, I don't think that it's really that big of a deal because it fits with the story and the pacing and the character interactions even. But it definitely doesn't read like a standard novel, which is perfectly fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I liked it. I think it was a very interesting book and it was kind of fun, you know. I liked it. The pacing was enough to move me right along. It was very interesting. I think that the characters were nice and I liked it. So yeah. Anyways, that's what I've got for you this week. If you are interested in this book, as usual, all of the links are in the description box below. You can find them there. I will put the link specifically for the first book and then the trilogy as well, because I think this should be read as a trilogy. But that's just me. You are perfectly welcome to read just one of the books or two of the books or whatever. But I will leave both of them there in case you were curious. Otherwise, welcome to the holiday season, and yeah, have a great day. Go cause some trouble, but not, you know, too much trouble. Anyways, I shall see you next time.